13, Missy, the Rani, and Romana, yes, the Time Lord women of Doctor Who. Hello guys, welcome, or if you've already seen my channel before, welcome back. I'm the Philadelphia Whovian, and I'm going to talk about these four female characters in Doctor Who. Okay, so far we have Missy. When it comes to New Who, we have Missy and the 13th Doctor. Played by Michelle Gomez is the Missy, and Jodie Whittaker is the Doctor, the 13th Doctor. And then we have, of course, Romana and the Rani. For those of you guys who, when I'm talking about Romana, played by Mary Tam and Layla Ward, and also play the Rani, I'm going to give explanation of who these women actually are. Okay, in Classic Who, there was a time lady who traveled with the 4th Doctor. Her name was Romana, and she has 2 incarnations because she regenerated twice. And she literally became a female version of the Doctor in every sense of the word. She even one time had a similar outfit as him, but in different color. And she was as smart as him. She went off and traveled by herself, doing what he basically did. But also, she had a K9, like he had a K9. She also eventually would go on in the prose of Doctor Who to be the way the Doctor was once president of Gallifrey. She became Lady President of Gallifrey. She also traveled with Leela, the Doctor's previous companion, and so Leela was once Romana's companion. So the Doctor's companion at some point also became Romana's companion. She's smart, beautiful, and very capable in every way. Romana really was. And then we have the Rani. The Rani, oh, good old Mara. Again, another great actress. The Rani was a female version of the Master. She literally was a female version of the Master. Just boom, right there. And all the actresses who played the Rani and Romana in Classic Who were very talented, like Michelle Gomez is very talented as well. But let's talk about this concept we have here. Okay, the idea of Missy being a female, again, the Master being made into a woman, that is something I should naturally have had some contention with, but I didn't. It ended really, really quickly because Michelle Gomez was amazing as Missy. She really was, but also it was set up very well, where we had a character who was made into a female, but it was introduced through the narrative, and we got to know who she really was through the narrative. So we got time to get to know the actress and see her performance as the character. So it was, to me, it was the equivalent of when we find out in the show Elementary that Moriarty is really played by a female. It's introduced really well through the narrative, and we get to see the actress's performance, but also we have the actress having a relationship and acting opposite a male, established male character with the Doctor. The Doctor was male, but the Missy was female, so we get this still very good balance. We still have a male presence and a female presence, and balance is very important. Then we have the 13th Doctor, and the 13th Doctor for me is when things, when it came from a political standpoint, really began to fall. I mean, things were already politically in Doctor Who beginning to fall off the rails, but that's when it really hit the ground for me, because this idea of the Doctor being cast as a female, I went through many stages with it. I was uncomfortable with it, but I was willing to be open to it. But then Jodie Whittaker, Chibnall, all the advertisements for it, and Eccleston, all of them went about it terribly wrong. And it was all about, yes, female empowerment, yes, she's a role model for all these women, yes, she's awesome, look at the progress we're making. And me, I was like, it's a man with a sex change. The Doctor, the 13th Doctor, is in all essentials a man with a sex change. It's still a man in there, still a dude, still a guy, with a sex change. That's it. Like, this is not female empowerment because it's a man with a sex change. That's it. So, but then they made it all about, again, empowerment, and I'm like, also, there was a lot of strong women in Doctor Who before this from 1963. I was already respecting those women and seeing them as the Doctor's equal. So, having a female play a male, to me, was not as empowering as having all those women who were already in the show before, who were incredibly strong as women to begin with. I wasn't waiting for a man to be turned into me to respect the women on the show. I need you guys to understand that those people are going to come to me like, what the hell? No, I need you to understand I have a right to think that way, the way you have a right to think that Jodie Whittaker is the best thing that happened to Doctor Who and the 13th Doctor is exactly what we need for empowerment. If that's you, that's fine, but no. I naturally lean more towards, if you want to give me a female role model, I'm going to lean more towards women who were women to begin with, not women who needed to take what men have been doing, take everything that men have been doing and just cut and paste it onto herself, and then yes, I'm the best female ever. You're not. You're a man with a sex change. There's that. So, that's established. But here's something I'm going to talk about when it comes to this. Look at this concept we got here. Okay, with New Who, it's all about female empowerment, to the point where it sometimes overrode the narrative. But look what we've got. We have, what's this idea of female empowerment? Here's what I'm talking about. In Classic Who, we have tons of strong women, but if you want to think about Time Lords or Time Ladies, we already had two very strong ones. Romana was very strong and was literally a female representation of the Doctor already. Then we had the Rani, a female interpretation of the Master, but they were women to begin with. So, when you're up in the BBC, when going over Doctor Who, when you're all about, yes, female empowerment, what was your first impulse? Was it to, hey, we've got two incredibly strong women back in Classic Who, since the Time War did not happen, we can easily justify them still being alive, especially with the Rani, who it's more likely she was not on Gallifrey when the Time War happened. Do we bring back those two incredibly strong women who were really iconic in Classic Who? Do we bring them back? No! We take established male characters and make them female. Empowerment! Guys, when you really think about it, what? Think about it. What? Like, why did you not bring back those strong females? Why did you not bring back Romana and the Rani? What was you're pitching in a meeting, you're like, yes, let's really promote female rights, but you don't bring back the females. You take established male characters, just cut and paste them onto a female. And again, this coming from someone who loved Michelle Gomez as the Master, or as Missy. But I think even if you had brought back the Rani and made Michelle Gomez the Rani, she would not have missed a beat. It would have still been awesome, because Michelle Gomez is a great actress. But I just think about it. Your idea of being really supportive of female rights was not to actually bring back the women, but to make us women come from you, a man. And then tell us, and it's something I have problems with here on YouTube as well, when I've had other YouTube videos where people say to you, you don't like the Doctor being a woman, you are misogynistic, you are awful, you are disgusting, get out of the fan base. And it's like, but wait a minute, what you've got is you telling me I should love this and I idolize something when it's really a man with a sex change, and you weren't bringing back the strong women who were already women. You were just taking yourselves and mapping us onto your own layout and calling us women. Like, think about it. I've got men taking themselves, turning them into me, or taking me and using themselves as a foundation, but not bringing back the women who were already women to begin with. Don't you see that from another perspective, that's not a good thing? Or maybe that is hypocritical, or just maybe that's a little sick. Like, think about what the message you're really promoting out there. Doesn't that occur to you that it's really, really off, maybe not cool or hypocritical, or really, again, really bad message for me? Possibly. I'm going to ask you that question. You don't have to answer it if you do not want to. And guys, those who love the 13th Doctor, you are not wrong. Those of you guys who hate the idea of the 13th Doctor, you are not wrong. We all have the right to feel these ways. We don't have to have a uniform thought here. We have a right to disagree madly, and we are not toxic for it. We are simply choosing our right to think for ourselves and not be sheep. Those of you who love the 13th Doctor and you want us to love her too, and you want us to love Chibnall and love all that's going on, we can't. We physically can't. You have to accept us anyway. And you know what? by accepting us, we are able to accept you. We'll never agree with you, but we'll still accept you. So the 13th Doctor and Missy, I mean, again, I like the idea of Missy. She's very good, and it's also, since we have the Doctor as a man, it worked. But still, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to talk about this later in another 13th Doctor video. So thank you guys, you're awesome. Sorry if I was not coherent well. This camera does not pick up on many things that great. Thank you guys so much. Bye guys.